The world record has been broken.
A sensational run! It's a new world record!
Unbelievable.
What a night! What a performance from him!
And that was a remarkable run. Well, the next event on the track is the men's 100 metres. Ryan Bailey, 5th in the Olympic Games. Well, this is Johan Blake, the Olympic silver medalist at both 100 and 200 metres. Tyson Gay ran 9.80. No problem with the start. Tyson Gay got away well, so did Johan Blake. Blake's going away from this field at the moment. Following him is Tyson Gay, and Blake storming away, gets it. Gay in second place, and in third place, Nesta Carter. It's 9.69. Wow! And that was a remarkable run, and powered away 9.69. Well, that will have taken the attention of Usain Bolt.
There's the line up for the next event on the track, and it is the 200 metres straight after Bolt, 200 metre champion.
One of them was behind this man. Johan Blake, youngest ever world champion at 100 metres. He's been 21 years old.
So a personal best beckons for Blake here tonight, 19.78. I don't think he's going to get the world best. So Bolt, remember, 19.40.
Very close start for Blake, then third to left, he'll reach that back in the blocks, and Dix is up to him already. Dix has got this one, if he can hold this together down the straight, because they come there with Dix, fourth to left in lane 6, going strongly now. Blake kicks away and passes the American. Oh, what a display for the Jamaican. Look at this, look at that kick wide. 19.26. Oh my word, that is staggering. It is the quickest time in the world this year. It's also the second fastest time in history, behind Usain Bolt's world record from Berlin 2 years ago. Remember, Bolt's world record, 19.19, and he's just stolen the thunder of his big compatriot, his training partner Usain Bolt. They got 19.26. Well, the performance of the night, one of the performances of the season there in that 200 without any doubt at all. Next event too, the men's 400 metres, just one lap of the track. Let's have a look at the athletes. Mike Norman goes in 4th, Olympic champion in the 4x400 for the USA, 43.45 performer. Hudson Smith in yellow, top of picture. Kirani James in lane 5 there. I feel at the moment Kirani is Mike Norman gradually closing in on Kirani James. It's been nicely judged from Mike Norman at the moment so far. Into the straight, he leads with 80 to go. Coming strongly, Hudson Smith in the yellow on the outside, but Mike Norman's not going to be caught, surely. Kirani James in second, 1, 2, 3, clearly there. The winning time, 43.60. And that is a new meeting record for Mike Norman by a big margin too. In fact, the name he's knocked off the meeting record list is one Michael Johnson back in 2000. That's a 22-year-old record that's been obliterated by that beautifully judged run from Mike Norman.
It's the men's 800 metres. Wanyonyi is the defending champion, the Olympic champion. Well, the Moore on pace-making duties has been asked to go through 400 in a very, very quick 49.2, which just happened to be around the time that David Rudisha went through his world record in London when he ran from gun to tape. I'm not sure we'll see something of that order, but Wanyonyi and Arop were in sparkling form, weren't they, in Paris?
Wanyonyi didn't fancy it through the first 200 metres, so Arop did what he's done often in the past, go in the front, so he's there now to be chased. Wanyonyi very much within striking distance, had a bit of a gap to Hoppel and Tual, and he's letting him through.
He has on the inside, and where have we seen that before? Cole Hocker and all that. Arop letting him through, and the smaller figure of Wanyonyi, the Olympic champion, who rather differently this evening let Arop go, but has now regained the lead. Wanyonyi moves ahead again. This time he's got it won by a bigger margin. Let's keep an eye on the clock. 1:41.11. He's knocked another 0.08 of a second off his own personal best of the year. He's getting quicker and quicker. Tired? Who's tired? Certainly not Emmanuel Wanyonyi. That was quite the run. The same top two as in Paris. Wanyonyi and Arop first and second. He did, big time. Big gaping hole there for Wanyonyi to take, and he said thank you very much indeed. Meeting records, world lead, personal best. It's a Diamond League record as well.
As the 1500 gets underway, you've got the Olympic champion, you've got the silver medalist, bronze medalist, the world champion, European champion and twice Olympic champion in various events in the form of Mo Farah.
And Kiprop has already got a gap on Farah, and I would reckon Kiprop spot on about 54, 54.2, something like that. Farah more like 55 and a half. Kiprop won't want to be left too exposed. 150, spot on for the pacemakers, but you can see there a 56.6 lap, and that's the point. Once you drop your rhythm and drop your pace.
Now Kiprop looks as though he's going to be on his own very shortly. And Mo Farah's got about, 15 metres down, or probably more than that, as they come with 1 lap to go. 2:31.
Kiprop, 3:27.72 back here in 2013. He's just tying up a little bit now, but they're miles behind him. They'll chase, but they're not going to catch him. Kiprop all by himself. Matlupi in second place now. Nagida moves into third. But here he comes. Just watch the clock here. Kiprop striding away. It's going to be very quick. Kiprop 3:36.69. Then Matlupi, then Nagida, then Farah. 54.76. The third fastest time of all time. The quickest we've ever seen in Monaco. A personal best for Kiprop. A Diamond League record and of course a world league. He is back. And how? That was sensational from Kiprop, particularly for me, the last 600 metres. What a sensational run, and a host of personal bests behind him. So we go on to the final event, the Bowerman Mile. So not a 1500 for the men, it's a mile race. Ingebrigtsen is here and is in incredible form. So just over 4 laps of the track. The pace we're looking for around about 55, high 55, 56 seconds then. Has been running so well and has been breaking Ingebrigtsen's age records.
Yeah, Ingebrigtsen chomping at the bit to get past Zawinski, who's done there. Look at that, only about less than 2.5 laps from Zawinski. Now Ingebrigtsen, remember the European record holder at 5,000, has the strength, Steve, to push on through this last lap and a half.
And Ingebrigtsen has got the kick on now. Nagusa's still hanging in and he's coming back. The American is just closing the gap slightly. Ingebrigtsen's tired. Nagusa's coming, but he's going to run out of time. Ingebrigtsen heading for the line. It's going to be incredibly quick. 3:43.73. Well, the world record just escaped him. I'll put him third on the all-time list. But Ingebrigtsen, just for a second, I wonder what he thought, because when he crossed the line, the clock actually stopped at 42.90 something, and he might have thought, I've got the record, and then the official time clipped up. Unbelievable, really good.
It is a field that is absolutely loaded with talent. It's super strong, is Ingebrigtsen. 5 men have broken 7:30 this year, 44 men ever. So away they go, and they need to go super fast. Get this, when Komen ran at 3,000 metres, he went through 4 laps in 3:55. So he ran about 3:55, 3:56 for a mile during a 3,000. That was only really a little bit after the halfway stage. Ingebrigtsen hopes will get him to 2,000 in about 4:55. And you know it's quick, don't you? When a field of this calibre is spread over 25 metres, Hannah. But Ingebrigtsen in third place, slotted in behind the 2 pacemakers. So Ingebrigtsen comes up to 2,000 metres, 4:55.21. Ingebrigtsen hits the bell in 6:22 flat. He needs to run a 58. The world record after 57.4. Ingebrigtsen, 300 to run, Hannah, and the record is in reach. And it's growing with every stride. And he comes into the straight, and the crowd know what's going on. Watch that clock. The world record, 7:20.67, is going to be smashed here by the Norwegian. It's a world record yet again for Jakob Ingebrigtsen. Well, it was on the cards after that world record last year in Paris over 2 miles. 7:54 he ran for 2 miles.
smashing the old world record by 4 seconds. He's just broken Coleman's world record, one of the great world records in the history, in the annals of track and field athletics, by over 2 seconds. Unbelievable. Indeed, just double checking that time, he's broken it by over 3 seconds.
So 12.5 laps of the track then for these 16 men in the 5,000 metres. And there is the man, Joshua Cheptegei, the reigning world champion at 10,000 metres, fabulously strong. So, let me break it down for you. The world record of 12.5 laps is equivalent to 3 times a mile in 4:02, and then another half lap at a pretty healthy clip.
He must have something left here. He looks too good. He looks too relaxed. He's away from the lights. He takes the bell now. The world record is on.
11:35 at the bell there, a 59.9. He's covered his last 3 laps in almost exactly 3 minutes. He's matching stride for stride the closing pace of Kenenisa Bekele. History in the making. Julian Wanda's there in Switzerland, waving him on, is being lapped now, and hardly surprising. Great runners will be lapped by this man. He's got to hit the clock, hit the line in 12:37.35. Is he going to do it? Because he's tiring now down the home straight. Surely it's going to be close. Watch the clock, 10 seconds to go. He's got about 50 metres to run, and he's still driving for the line and looks mortal. But there, 12:35.37. The world record has been broken by almost exactly 2 seconds, and he's still smiling. He's still in good shape. Joshua Cheptegei of Uganda, more than anybody in the history of distance running in the modern era. That was astonishing. I said before the race he needed to run 3 times a mile in 4:02 and then some change for that last half lap. Well, he's just run 3 times a mile in about 4:01. That is just hard to comprehend.
110-metre hurdles. Parchment, well, a surprise Olympic bronze medalist in the Olympic Games. Here's the world champion from last year and the Olympic silver medalist this year, Jason Richardson. Merit, this man is the Olympic champion. He was 5th in the World Championship last year, but he's now come of age and he's running time and time again. The men's 110 metres high hurdles. No problem with the start this time, and Merritt's already leading away with Richardson in second place. For the South African going well, but Merritt's coming away from this field and running very quickly indeed, and this could be a quick run. Richardson's in second place and Parchment in third. 12:81, it's a new world record. The world record has been taken apart. A sensational run. He's promised it, and he's delivered. 12.81, wow! That is sensational! A brilliant, brilliant run by the Olympic champion. How he's promised to do this. He is, it's been rounded down. It was a sensational piece of perfect sprint hurdling. He'd made room for them. Look at his shoulders, the same level, that trail leg so quick. But my goodness.
300-metre hurdles. There's Trevor Bassett, silver medalist in the world indoors over 400 flat back in 2022. Farholm, former multi-eventer, #1 all-time, of course, at 400-metre hurdles, #1 officially at 300-metre hurdles. Just outside the Olympic champion at 400 hurdles, Benjamin Dos Santos. Away they go. Benjamin slightly in the lead, and Benjamin storming around this bend into the home straight, looking lovely and balanced, clears that barrier well up on Karsten Warholm, who's trying to come back at the American, clears that barrier better, has the momentum, and goes clear, and storms past the American. 32.67, it is a world record. The first time 33 seconds has ever been broken, and by what a margin!
Penultimate race on the track is the men's 400 metres hurdles. Warholm in, not his favourite lane 7, but lane 8. He likes it here in Warholm. These two well clear. Work to do for Nathaniel. Now Varholm stretching away. He's so strong over the final barriers, just reaching a little bit. Left foot lead all the way. Samba surely has got too much to do. Nathaniel coming under some pressure for second there, but let's keep an eye on the clock. The meeting record has gone. 46.28, the new world lead. Faster than Rai Benjamin. What were you saying, says Varholm. Did you ever doubt me? Don't you dare.
And now the 3,000 metre steeplechase. Girma here on the outside. Here we go. 3,000 steeplechase. Well, it's a place that loves its steeplechasing, and Girma loves France. He loves coming here and performing well. He doesn't race, as I said, all that often. In fact, his last steeplechase was at the World Championships in Eugene last year. He's on schedule still for the world record, though. What does he have left over the last 600 metres?
Well, incredible. I don't know why he's looking round. I mean, that is just nervous watching on as a neutral here. Just concentrate on the job at hand, but he's still got the lights behind him. And as long as they're not licking at his heels on his shoes, he's in a good place.
This is going to be tight. It's going to be close. He's going to have to find something on the last lap. 7:53.63. Almost 20 years ago since that record was set, and he's within range. He's got a great chance here. We could be seeing yet another historic performance. A little stutter into the water jump. Now the crowd stand on their feet, roaring him home. Lemetse Girma of Ethiopia. One more barrier, one more obstacle, one big stride. He's over it. Here he goes. Tries to find something. He's tired, but I think he's going to do it. Yes! Girma is the new world record holder. Takes over a second off the old record. 3 for 3 in Paris. What a night. What a performance from him. Last 200 metres, just had enough, but that was hard. World records should be hard, and that was for him, but well done. Fabulous running.
Now, what can Barshim do now? 2 centimetres off the world record. What a jump! Another one. What a competitor this young man's proving to be. Remember, he was tied for the bronze medal in London 2012, and the journey since then has been long and profitable. He is such a good competitor. Number 2 all-time, second best jump all-time, just checking the list. Oh, what a high jump. Well, they promised it would be good, and my goodness me, it is. And Barshim goes back into the lead. A sigh of relief, an area record, a meeting record.
First attempt at a new world record, 6:28, Mondo Duplantis. Oh, he's got it! First time, there you are! That's my present to you, Mondo Duplantis, giving the crowd what they want. Yet another world record. High fives all round. High sixes for him. 6:28. Does it again, this time here in Stockholm, in front of his home crowd, in front of friends, family, all of supporting him. He waited and waited. Often the first attempt isn't his best, but this time, straight over. Now this is Echevarria. First round still, the Cuban. Well, at his best, he is the best, isn't he? Beautiful action on the runway. Oh, that's a great start. Wow, it might be the first round. Echevarria has been a little bit in and out this year by his very high standards, but this is certainly in. Right on the board. Couldn't be better. 1 centimetre from the plasticine. He's got such a beautiful action, gets such good height. But 8.65, that's the best in the world this year.
Back to the triple jump now, and Christian Taylor to take his 4th attempt.
Oh, that's big again. He knows it. Stomps out of the pit. Oozing pump
and arrogance, and that is so important. Mentally, he's really on top of this. Has the lead, 18 metres 11, and it's legal. I can tell you that the 18-metre club.
Joe Kovacs, though, has been in brilliant form. He's won his last 5 competitions. Feels that 23 metres isn't far away. Goodness me, look at that. Wow. How impressive was that? 22.67 the meeting record, as I said. And that is way. 23.23 in the second round. It's the fastest, it's the furthest in the world this year. It's the second furthest of all time.
Discus earlier.
This was a huge throw in round 3 from Nicholas Alekna, given the conditions in particular. At 71.70, a meeting record and a Diamond League record as well. So terrific throwing for Nicholas Alekna.
Now then, he's got a little bit to make up here. He's got 89.68, he's got 88.12, he's got 89.68 to beat, and he's got to make 90 metres clearly. And that's a big ask. Now then, what's he done with that one?
Oh, I say! That is a sensational throw. That's way over 90 metres. I mean, Zalesny was in 98-metre territory, but that is a sensational throw. That is unbelievable. Way over 90 metres for the Olympic champion. Well, the questions were asked and the answer was given, quite frankly. 93 metres and 90. Wow.
Next action on the track, the women's 100 metres. 3 of the 6 fastest women in history are all here. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, silver in Tokyo to go with the 2 gold medals from Beijing and London. 34 years old, 10.63. Sha'Carri Richardson, 21 years old, the new kid on the block. All hair and flair. The double Olympic champion. Elaine Thompson-Herah. Women's 100 metres. Away first time, this time, and Thompson-Herah into her running, 4th from left. Thompson-Herah also going very well. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, Richardson's nowhere. What a performance there. It's the fastest in the world this year, 10.54 the winning time. Thompson-Herah continues her form from Tokyo. What a statement, understated celebration. Goodness me, from Tokyo, 10.61, and now she's just seeing it. A scarcely believable 10.54, and I'm afraid Sha'Carri Richardson left in the blocks.
Shericka Jackson there, 2nd fastest time in history, fastest woman alive. Antonique Strawn, World Championship, 6th place from the Bahamas. Jenna Prandini, 21.89, the only other athlete to have gone under 22 seconds in this race. Away she goes with only Daryl Nita as a target, a brilliant bend runner, and of course it's a softer bend as well. Already reeled in Nita, and away she goes. She's got clear daylight. Nita in pursuit, but Jackson is away. Jackson against the clock, let's keep an eye on it. Lights out, arms pumping, the knees are high. Can she get there on the line? Remember 21.34. Oh, she's just outside. 21.48. It's the 4th fastest time in history. It's still a brilliant performance. Well, we've got a Diamond League record, 21.48. She always writes a little time on the inside of her bib that she then pins onto her. And you know, athletes often say if you try too hard, if you look for it and search for it, it usually doesn't happen. And I wonder whether she was just wanting it almost too badly.
It's the women's 400 metres.
Lavia Nielsen goes in lane 7, 2nd of the UK Olympic trials. She's going to Paris. There in lane 6, Nikisha Price, the world number 2 this year. She's also the Jamaican champion. Natalia Kaczmarek. She is the European champion, won in a personal best in Rome. Well, nobody really showing, although maybe Amber Anning sent you a picture of that red ribbon in her hair has gone off very well. So has Lieke Klaver, third from right. Klaver, the tall Dutch athlete with that blonde streak of hair, powering along the back straight, already up on the shoulder of Amber Anning. Goodness me, she's attacked the first 150 like never before, Lieke Klaver. She always does this, commits 101%. Great running though, out in lane 6 by Price, Nikisha Price. The NCAA champion, the world number 2, leads coming into the straight. Has Lieke Klaver got the strength to go with her? Although Kaczmarek is coming back at her. The Pole having a fabulous run here. But Nikisha Price will not be caught. She's finishing so strongly. Brilliant running from her through the second half as well. 48.56. She is the world's fastest this year. And the magic increases. Again and again this afternoon, we're seeing super fast performances on the track. And you'd expect that with Paris. The Olympic athletics is 12 days away. And Price there has just run herself into position as one of the favourites for a medal, I think. That was so impressive.
Is the women's 800 metres, and the key question is simply who can beat Caster Semenya over 2 laps. In lane 6, RJ Wilson and Shani Lipsy, the 2 Americans sharing the lane there. There is Caster Semenya. Well, where do we start? Double Olympic champion, 3 times world champion, twice Commonwealth Games champion. The women's 800 metres. Well, away they go. And no pacemaker for this one. Caster Semenya was asked whether she wanted a pacemaker. No, she said, I'll make my own running. Difficult, Tim, to talk about pace and what we might expect at 400 metres because no particular pacemaking duties have been set. But look at that gap, 10-15 metres between Neon Saba and RJ Wilson in third, and there's more to come. A little sideways glance. Let's keep an eye on the clock. The meeting record held by Pamela Gelimo, 1:54.97, set back in 2008. I don't think we're in that territory, but here she goes. Semenya is on her way once again in that rolling buccaneering style. Brilliant. Are we on for a world record here? 1:53.28. It's just outside. What a time! 1:54.26. Another meeting record. She made it look effortless. Once again, Caster Semenya. No pacemaker required. It's all about Caster. And just to requote her, I just want to run naturally, she said. I am a woman and I just happen to run quickly. And once again, she's done exactly that. It's her 37th consecutive race victory. Well, it's the 4th fastest time of all time over 800 metres by a woman, and Caster Semenya determined and looks at the clock there, and she will be absolutely delighted.
Stay on the track, I should say, with the last race, which is another world record attempt in that women's 1500 metres, having had a spectacular world record on the women's.
Kipyegon then. She knows she can do it. What will the wind do here? She's only got 1 pacer and wants to be on the inside. Says, after that, it's up to me. Faith Kipyegon right on the inside. She knows how strong she can finish in the latter stages. The others will just hoping conditions just settle here for Faith Kipyegon. Only 3 going with her. Haelu is in great form as well, such great range. Pacemaker steps aside. Faith Kipyegon says, then it'll be up to me. Faith Kipyegon right up there with the green lights, but not ahead of the green light. And she really would want to be able to not watch those lights, just extending away slightly. It's going to have to be a sub-60 last lap if she's going to break the world record. Kipyegon.
Going to be very tough indeed, Steve. Hull breathing down neck, feeding off here. It's like Hull has got a pacemaker for 3 laps and more. It'll be fascinating to see if she can stay with her here. This is critical, this back straight stretch.
And Kipyegon kicks at 300 to go, and all of a sudden there's a gap there. Well, Teji is still trying to hang on to Jess Hull, who bravely tried to stay with Kipyegon. Now it's the Kenyan against the clock. The time that she wants to beat is her own world record 3:49.04. Those lights tell you where she needs to be. She's about 3 meters behind them. Has she got anything in the home straight? Can she catch it up? Can she chase the clock? Well, Teji moves past Hull to take second place. The crowd are on their feet. She's got a chance here. Faith Kipyegon is chasing it down. If she breaks it, it won't be by much. Faith Kipyegon going for the world record. Has she got it? Yes, she has! I did it! I've got it again! The world record in the 1500 meters, 3:48.68 for this brilliant Kenyan.
Another world record attempt, perhaps, the women's might.
Faith Kipyegon is well capable of producing it, given what we've seen from her this year. It's going to be quick, it's going to be fast. She needs to go through the 1500 meter mark, though, if you think about it, about 3:54, 3:55. The two pacemakers, Nanyondo will have the job of trying to keep it going as far as she can beyond 800 meters, but it's now settled down with only Haelu going with Kipyegon. She's way ahead of the light, and it's only the light that she has for company here. Faith Kipyegon coming towards the bell. She was looking to head to the bell in a roundabout. Well, look at that, it's 3:06. I was going to say 3:07. She's inside it.
She is inside it. She's got around 66 seconds for this final lap, well within her compass. She's stretching away and pouring it on, and the race behind is very much for second place. Faith Kipyegon on her way to another world record.
Yeah, just to say that 66 is for a lap and 9 meters, as I mentioned earlier on, so she has to work hard still, but it's well within her grasp here. Faith Kipyegon with just 200 meters left. And now she knows that if she could muster a 32-33, she's going to take at least a second off this world record. She's got to stay strong here, approaching the 1500 meter mark. We said 3:54.55. She's way inside that. She's not far off the world record through 1500 meters. Here she goes, Faith Kipyegon. Crowd on their feet here at Monaco. We've seen this twice already this year. Faith Kipyegon heading for another world record. This time it's going to be in the mile. She's going to absolutely obliterate it. 4:7.65. Can you believe it? Whoa! The others finished a mile behind. Faith Kipyegon, 4:15 thereabouts, could be for Kira McGeehan, smashing her national record, beating the rest, I think, in a big chase to the line. This is almost on another level. Faith Kipyegon has now shown what she can do. This is her distance.
We move back to the track for the women's 3,000 metres, 7.5 laps of the track. Faith Kipyegon, if the pacemaking goes well here, I think this 3,000 metre world record is on. Now watch this, it's the 2,000 metre split. Remember, 2:42 it was for the first kilometre. There it is, 2:43 for the second kilometre, 5:25. Watch that clock, bottom right of your screen. 8:06.11 is the record. It goes way, way back. 1993. Is she going to get there? It's going to be oh so close. Oh my word, she misses it by a second. She is on very, very tired legs. And they were just that little bit too tired. That is an athlete. Absolutely spent there.
5,000 metres, 12.5 laps of the track. Some expectation of a world record attempt from Beatrice Chebet, and I'll let Tim tell you more about that.
There's a high chance of this world record going now. The least experienced of the three just beginning to struggle now as in Chebet winds it up with 250 to run. Now leading into the bend, and look at that change of pace. Is this going to be a 64? And Steve mentioned Segai hitting the wall psychologically and physically, and she's done just that because Chebet has destroyed her there with that acceleration just inside the last 200. She comes into the straight now. Watch the clock. We're looking for the 14-minute barrier to be broken. 9 seconds to go. 8, 7. Surely she's going to get there. It's going to be mighty tight, but she has indeed smashed the world record. 13:58. The 14-minute barrier has gone. The world record of Gudav Segai.
There is the Olympic champion, second fastest in history, the US #1, Masai Russell. Repeat what she did just half an hour ago. So far, so good. Got a little march on Masai Russell, but coming through also nicely is Tonya Marshall as well. Oh my goodness me, it's going to be Masai Russell who gets it on the line. Masai Russell, the Olympic champion, in the end, gets it, and 12:19, a meeting record. Well, it didn't last long, did it? Poor on Nadine Visser.
The women's 400-metre hurdles. Let's take a look at this field. Lena Nielsen goes in lane 7, the UK Olympic trials winner. There's Femke Bol, one of the athletes of the season, the world champion from Budapest last year. And Shamir Little, 4th in the American Olympic trials, just missed out on their time. Well, away they go. Bol, 3rd from left. Top left of picture is tall, long striding, and into running straight away. Femke Bol, long before 200 metres. Bol leading at the moment, going well on the outside is Andronette Knight, but also going well in lane 4 is Rochelle Clayton, the Jamaican, who is so consistent. But look at Bol here, comes into the straight now with a lead of about 6 or 7 metres, still hurdling beautifully. Watch the clock, conditions here are great, we know that. This is going to be quick. Bol striding away in what is an exhibition performance. Good battle for second there between Clayton and Shamir Little. Little coming through for second, but look at Bol, watch the clock, 51.30, it's a new meeting record. Improves her own meeting record from last year. Well, that is special from Bol. 3,000 metre steeplechase. There's a men's event of the same nature too to close the programme here in Monaco. But what a field this is. It's something inside that world record of Jabet at 8:52. Beatrice Chepkoech, well, she was 4th in Rio and the World Championships last year. We will see this field spread eagled over the early laps if they do go out at around 8:51. Just hope they don't go out too quickly, too ambitiously. The lead is pushing about 90 metres now for Beatrice Chepkoech. She takes that barrier well down the back straight, but she isn't yet nearly into the bend. And left of picture, you can see Chepkoech coming into the straight. Watch the clock. This will be surely a huge world record. It is 8:52.78, the time she's chasing of Ruth Jabet. Chepkoech comes down the straight. Nearly there now, watch the clock, 8:44.33. She's broken the world record by over 8 seconds. But that is one of the most astonishing middle distance world records I've seen in quite a few years.
Mahuchik, have a guess what happens here? Yes, he gets it! Mahuchik clears 2 meters and 10. That is an outright world record in the women's high jump for the Ukrainian. Unbelievable scenes. Paris does it again. She's done something she'll never forget in her life. 2 meters and 10, a new world record for Yaroslav Mahuchik of Ukraine. Sidorova, this is a 3rd attempt to join the 5-meter club. Oh, she's done it! She's done it! Sidorova clears 5 meters in the pole vault. Only the 3rd woman in history to do so. Only the 3rd woman in history to clear that height.
Brittany Reese, the Olympic champion, with a legal 7 meters 25 in the 5th round. That is the 13th longest jump of all time. Somewhat tarnished, to say the least. So it's a new world lead for Brittany Reese.
in the women's triple jump.
And Rojas opening with 15.56, a big win behind her, plus 3.5 behind the Venezuelan world record holder. This could be special. Hold on to your seats, folks. Big time performer.
How far can she go? Taking this women's triple jump into a completely new phase.
And almost still air behind that sixth and final round effort for Rojas to take the win as expected. Rickett second with 15.02.
Valerie Adams was beaten in a shot put competition, and it wasn't going to happen tonight. She won with a lot to spare, but it was a really big throw for her in the fourth round. "21 meters and 3 centimeters, the furthest in the world so far this year.
What about Perkovic? Well, she started with a 67.41 in that second round, her best throw, and then in the third round launched an incredible throw well out there beyond 70 meters, and look at Perkovic. That was just 3 centimeters short of her lifetime best. She knew, didn't she? As soon as she let that go, it was a huge throw. 71.38, it's a meeting record, it's a Diamond League record.
Well, Christina Obergvoll of Germany then. Fifth round effort for Obergvoll, who cannot be caught, remember, in the diamond race. Some consolation is for her fourth place. Just stays behind the line there. She hits that run really well. Oh, that's big. That's huge from Obergvoll. That is better still from Obergvoll. It's almost 70 meters, my word. And from Obergvoll, that extends her lead. It really does, by a substantial margin. 69.57 from Obergvoll, a new meeting record. Fabulous stuff from the German.